St. Joseph. It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Wednesday.
Here we go. Ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
Here we go.
Feeling good today. It's going to be a good day. Stay positive, everybody, even though I told you about the World Happiness Index that we're dropping down the list. Got to stay positive. Mostly sunny today, breezy, and a high of 34. Clear skies tonight. It's going to be cold, low down to 22. I do kind of want to look ahead to the weekend already.
Let's see what's going on.
High of 43 with some snow on Friday.
Oh.
Saturday, sunny.
Okay.
High 37. So we'll get into the 50s next week, though.
Okay. So this is the first big weekend of March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody really cares what it's going to be like outside.
No. You're going to be glued to the TV watching a bunch of games. I don't even know how many games are happening today, but I think between today and tomorrow will be, well, let's look. Let's look at our brackets here.
Oh, my brackets are in my office. Should I go get it?
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I just wanted to look at the schedule.
I'll go get it.
Go ahead. All right. First round for men's is tomorrow and today, or tomorrow and Friday, that is. And then today, I think, is another batch of the first four. Same thing for women. I think women will play today as well. So, yeah, good amount of games.
This is football, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So it's actually cricket. I gave you a cricket bracket.
Oh, I'm looking at the cricket bracket. No wonder I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I did phone a friend.
You did phone a friend?
And they didn't help me much. I'm pretty sure.
Who was your phone a friend?
Well, so initially, full disclosure, initially I reached out to Brett.
I was worried because he's a statistics guy.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. I don't know how much he knows about college football.
Then I thought, no, I better not do that. But Brett was more than kind and was willing to do it, but I decided not to. So I reached out to my son Sawyer.
Okay.
And I said, all right, I'm going to give you a list of numbers and you're going to pick a number.
Oh.
And so I gave him one or two and just thinking he would give me random numbers. All he gave me were ones. So I stopped eventually.
So you were like the eye doctor. Better one or two?
Or two.
One or two.
One
three
or two.
Three
and he kept
or
giving me
four.
Yeah. Yeah. I should have done the 3 or 4, but I gave him the 1 or 2 and he just kept giving me ones. And he finally stopped me and said, Dad, I'm just going to keep saying 1 until you're done asking me. Like, fine.
All right.
So we'll see how the brackets do. We each filled out men's NCAA and women's.
Mine's already busted.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I picked for men, I picked Howard to win, and I'm pretty sure Wagner won.
Oh, I picked Howard too. Shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that one. Any other games?
The first four. So the
How
first
are we
four
keep
is
track
today.
of this thing.
Well, all we'll have to do is
we're talking about our brackets.
Yeah, the men's and women's brackets for the NCAA
Neither
basketball.
of us know what we're doing here.
Really, if they're corresponding dates, so all we have to do is probably just go and look at what the latest how the bracket's doing, and I'm sure most websites will have it filled out. So then you just correspond with what you won or lost, and you cross them out.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyways,
we may have to reset at some point.
We'll double check and see how we do. And give you progress reports later on. But what we don't want to do right now is tell you about what's happening in the news.
Da 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 da.
Slow computer today.
SJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. In the local news that we're covering for you today, there's a groundswell of support developing for the band director at Bridgman High School. Band director Cliff Repart was placed on paid administrative leave last December for allegedly violating a school policy. The district says because it's a personnel matter, they won't comment on what the violation was. But the Bridgman Public Schools Board of Education is likely to get an earful about it next Monday. There's a social media group that has upwards of 700 members now and growing, and many are planning to show up at the meeting on Monday to speak in favor of the band director. Superintendent Shane Peters tells us the Repart matter is not on the school board's agenda for Monday. Organizers of the effort are coaching their supporters to be respectful and positive in sharing their support for Mr. Repart. that'll be an interesting story to continue following.
All right.
The Corwell Health Center for Wellness has moved into its new location on West Main Street in Benton Harbor. Corwell Director of Population Health, Nikki Britton, tells us the health system opened the facility, previously the Center for Better Health and Wellness, back in 2020 with COVID grant funds.
When the grant funding ran out, it was definitely evident how important the center had been, even just in a short few month period of time, on meeting the needs of community residents.
So the decision was made to keep the center open. Britton says it's offered health screenings, hypertension care, mental health counseling, and maternal infant health programming. With the new 24,000 square foot building now open, Corwell says they can offer more to Benton Harbor residents.
A lot of the wraparound services, particularly with hypertension, we have a kitchen in this facility, which we definitely didn't have before. So being able to have the nutrition education and that hands-on culinary part of it, that's new in the building. It's also new for us to be able to do the physical activity, to be able to do group education.
This new building is at 133 West Main. It's nearly 20 times larger than the previous location.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of big.
Yeah.
It's just across the street from the old building, so it won't be hard to find for people who are familiar with that facility. The property was sold to Corwell by Whirlpool Corporation for a token amount of money.
All right.
Yeah, and the South Haven City Council will issue a request for proposals for developers interested in building housing at the Overton property. At their meeting this week, the council reviewed a report from consultant Ryan Kilpatrick on community requests for the 6-acre city-owned property off Indiana Avenue, that is, and Elkenberg Street. The main request has been housing for middle-income families. There were some discussions about how specific the RFP should be, but the council member Letitia Wilkins said there's been enough talking while housing remains badly in need.
Teachers can't live here. Police officers can't live here because there's no place that is affordable. South Haven is turning into the have and the have-nots. So are we going to keep sitting around saying, oh, well, we're going to wait? No. What are we waiting for? There's nothing more to wait for. We know what we want. We said this 2 years ago. We need housing, and we need housing today.
Councilmember Mary Hosley questioned if environmental issues could lead to delays if they're not studied. But in the end, the body instructed City Manager Kate Hosier to draw up the request for proposals. Efforts to develop the site have been going on for several years. Last year, a plan by the Habitat Company to construct low-income housing there was withdrawn, resetting the entire Overton conversation. So more in South Haven, more meetings to discuss what they're going to do with that property.
Right.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll catch up with sports in just a little while. Also, robotics roundup coming up here
Hey.
in just a little while with Team Lansabot.
Ha! Love it. Lakeshore?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got some hardware that they picked up at the past couple competitions. So we'll chat about
What, from
some
the
of
other
that.
robots?
Well,
Smashing into
there's
each
that,
other.
but and we talk about the fixing of things, but also they picked up a blue banner and a team sustaination award.
Oh, very
So,
nice.
pretty cool stuff. So
Okay.
we'll chat more about that with a few of the
Excellent.
members of the team, and catch you up with what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. For the time being, the arrest, detention, and deportation of migrants in the country illegally is still the federal government's job, not the state of Texas's job.
Hello,
Bum, bum,
are
bum,
you there?
bum.
Are you there? I was worried. I hit the go button on the computer and it was not going. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff's back.
Good morning, Bill. Hey, Jeff, did you do the underwear thing?
Yeah.
You didn't give us an update. I know you said you weren't going to do it, but did you have a change of
Did you
heart at
see
some
it?
point? And did you end up going to see it? 'Cause
Did you
that was
drive
at the,
by in a honk?
Was it the library or the museum? One of the two
Yeah, I don't know.
that had the record for the underwear, and then they've got another underwear related record.
What's in your Google News feed?
No,
Why are you seeing underwear stories?
no, it was when they said they were going to break the record for the most underwear on their head. They were like, yeah, they were also another record holder of the Guinness World Records. And theirs was the largest pair of underwear.
Oh, okay. Did they put it
Same
over
place.
the arch?
I don't know. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always love the art museum in Chicago where they'll dress the lions up with different things.
Oh, okay.
They do that too with What do they do? I think they do it in Detroit as well with some of their big monuments.
Hmm.
I've always wanted the in Detroit, the big fist. I want like a watch company to put a giant watch on it.
That would be cool.
That's a Joe Louis fist, I believe, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know there used to be the Joe Louis Arena, but now they moved to the Little Caesars Arena.
Yes. And Mom's Spaghetti is right next to there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Owned by Eminem.
Eminem. Or is it Slim Shady? I can't remember.
It's Marshall Mathers. That's his real name.
Does he have one more? I feel like he has another name too.
Real Slim Shady. He's Slim Shady. Marshall. I know his name's Marshall Mathers. I don't know. I don't know if there's another one.
Good news, bad news. Ready? Trader Joe's is recalling packages of roasted and salted whole cashews.
Okay.
After a test from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration found that at least one bag tested positive for salmonella.
Really?
That's
the bad news.
That's the bad news. The good news is I don't see Michigan on the list of recall states.
Oh, okay.
So that's good news. I don't see Indiana. I don't see Ohio.
How many Trader Joe's do we have in Michigan?
I don't know.
Because I know the nearest.
I'm just worried about the cashews.
The cashews.
Cashews.
The nearest one here is South Bend that I know of. I don't know if there's one in Kalamazoo, maybe. Grand Rapids. Check my Trader Joe's locator. Jeff says no underwear.
Good.
I did celebrate St. Patrick's Day on both Saturday and Sunday. Whoa. No wonder we haven't seen you since this last week.
I did see a social media post of his.
Okay.
And like you said, I don't need to catch up now because I saw what he was up to.
What he was doing.
And now I know why he wasn't here on Monday.
That's why I don't post. What I've started doing is even when I post like stories in Instagram and Facebook, I'll just post the picture with no description of any kind, nothing.
Oh, it's very
so
careful.
whether it's a picture of my dog or even over the weekend, I posted that I was behind the soundboard at the high school, and that initiated conversation with friends. I had a friend that asked me, "Hey, where's this at? What's going on? What show are you doing?"
Yeah.
So we had to engage in conversation. They didn't have all of the details.
There are 9 Trader Joe's locations in Michigan, including Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids, but the closest is probably South Bend.
Yeah. It's a small one in South Bend.
Is it?
Yeah. It's right there near the Eddy Street Commons. Great. It's a great spot. But
did they trade away the bigger building? Trader Joe.
Get out.
But talking about the cashews, in case somebody from one of the affected states sent it to you, the cashew recall marks Trader Joe's second major recall this month. Earlier this month, they had to recall more than 61,000 pounds of steamed chicken soup dumplings.
Oh, yeah, I remember
because they
that.
had the plastic in them.
Yep.
So the cashews that were recalled, and these often grow into bigger things. So just in case you want to know, they were distributed by Dublin, California-based Wenders, Wenders, and they were packaged exclusively for Trader Joe's, sold in a bunch of states, but not any of our region.
So just exclusively for Trader Joe's. Because that's the thing, too, is that I was worried about is that, if a cashew company works with a bunch of different other companies, they're just popping them in all these different banks. So it's hard to keep track of.
I still say you got to keep an eye on it just in case.
Okay.
But yeah, because I eat cashews. That's like my go-to snack.
Yeah. I do love a good cashew.
Oh, man. They're so good.
Like a chocolate covered cashew.
No, just
no, I know. I mean, I like to play around with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Of course, the regular cashews are great. Do you cashew butter?
I would.
Yeah,
I would, but I can't make it that far with the cashews.
No, you're like, you put it in the food processor and you're like, let me snack on it a few. Hey, did you put any cashew? Where's the cashew butter? Yeah, there weren't enough in there. There's like 5.
Yeah.
Doing any spring cleaning? I know you've been doing a lot of garage and shed work lately.
Yes.
Do you have any more to do?
I tried to get outside yesterday, but it wasn't no jacket weather because I went outside to clean the shed and clean the garage and do some stuff out there. I went out there for a few minutes just to kind of like, that needs to be done. That needs to be done. Now,
Yeah.
it's kind of cold out here. So I don't want to do that stuff if I have to wear a jacket.
Right.
It's not as fun.
No. And you're like, it's going to be warm on Monday or Tuesday. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait until it gets to like 60. Oh, I'll wait till it's like summertime. And then it'll be July before you actually get the work done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You doing anything out there?
The shed, I think, is fine. Because I cleaned most of that out in the fall before winter. I
that was
cleaned
nice.
most of the stuff out of there to organize it and make room for anything to keep safe for the winter.
Yeah.
But I do need to start. We did start some seeds.
Oh, good.
So we're gonna inside. So we're gonna have to get out there pretty soon to
What'd you
start getting. I have no idea. Jocelyn did it. I say we, but really it was just the
Jocelyn.
only effort that I put into the whole thing was
Right.
I found her heat mat that was in the basement.
Oh, okay.
So her heat mat is ready to go, ready for the seeds.
Nice.
But no, we did talk about things to grow. So if anybody has any suggestions of what things we should grow, I think she said some Swiss chard she was growing. I think she ordered seeds for that. And then some different types of tomatoes she ordered seeds for. But yeah, I'm trying to think, of course, I always think about the things I eat on a regular basis, and I don't want to have to spend a ton of money at the store to get, but also something that's a little bit easier. What I do want to try and do is, and I've had failures many times the past few summers, is zucchini.
Oh,
I love zucchini.
You've had failure?
Yeah, it doesn't. I end up getting like a squash borer or whatever.
How many
the bugs?
Oh, so you get the fruit. It's just the bugs are.
It's
coming
the bugs
to get
start.
it.
The bugs start to get the
Okay.
plant, and then so I get some fruit,
Yeah.
and it's great about one harvest, and then all of a sudden the bugs come in and go nom 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 nom, eat the whole plant or the leaves, and then it's decimated.
They're cute little bugs, though, aren't they?
Kinda a little weird guys. But they've been doing that. So I gotta reanalyze what I'm doing and reassess how I go about it. But
I wonder-
zucchini's one of them.
Because citrus, like orange peels and such, those are a natural deterrent for a lot of things.
Yeah,
I wonder if you can use
toss
that
some of that stuff in there.
Yeah.
Not a bad
instead
idea.
of taking them to the compost. Just
Yeah.
food process them and throw them out into the
Ooh.
soil.
So if anybody has any tips, zucchini is one of my things that I like because I love a good zucchini.
So good. And
Any
there's so
kind of
much you can do
squash,
with it.
any kind of squash that I can toss in either on the grill or toss in a pan or something like that.
Zucchini bread. Are you a fan of zucchini bread?
I don't make it enough because I haven't harvested enough zucchini. Usually I'm like, I want to have this with dinner. I'll have a cup of zucchini, and then I don't get to the bread. But bread is one of them that I would like to make. But yeah, any other suggestions? Are you going to grow some stuff?
Yes.
What are you growing?
I mean, I think tomatoes are definitely on the list. Peppers are on the list. Got to do the chives.
Ooh.
Either chives or the little green onions. Those are my go-tos. I love the herbs. Every year we do the herbs. But this year, as you know, is when we're going to have the garden spot.
Yep.
Like the tub. So we're actually going to grow some stuff. Up to now, we've been growing it on the patio.
How big is the tub?
I mean, it'll be when we buy it. It'll be like
you haven't gotten it yet.
yay big.
Oh, okay. So big, decent size,
Like 5 or 6 feet, like a trough,
So when you
big enough for a cow.
When you finish gardening season, you could remove the dirt and make an ice bath.
Yes, and we can invite the
Multi-purpose.
neighbors over.
Multi-purpose. Ice bath.
Or I can do one of those Swedish hot baths where you have the little fireplace there.
Ooh, yeah. There you go.
Like you see on The Bachelor.
There you. All right. I don't know what kind of parties you're having at your house. Jeez. No, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's near the sun, but not too much. Don't those things get hot?
I don't know. Yeah,
That's
warm soil sounds good.
Yeah, warm soil, but not too warm.
Yeah, not too warm. It'll be fun.
Then
It's
you have
Michigan.
to water quite a lot. Yeah,
well,
it is Michigan, so you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, that'll be fun.
close to the back faucet.
It's going to be yay big, so
Yeah.
that's good enough space between things that you can kind of plot some things out there. We've got so many. We've got crates that we do. We've got another area in the backyard that we sectioned off and said, well, this is for this now.
Mhm.
And then another thing on the side of the house that has been great for that's where we grew all of our tomatoes on the side because the sun was coming in.
Are you doing crop rotation?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. In the crates, we do crop rotation.
Okay.
As far as the tomato side, we may probably not.
Or just fortify it.
Yeah, we'll
because you have monster worms in your compost.
We do. We have quite a lot of worms.
Okay.
And now there's all over the yard now. Like when it rains, they're everywhere.
Hang on, I got to do an ad lib real quick. Hey, if you need fresh night crawlers, go to Johnny's.
Yeah. If you're in the Niles area and you want to go fishing,
20 cents a worm.
Stop by my house.
Nickel a worm.
That's what I do. Brock from our rock station. He's a big fisherman.
Does he buy them?
No, I give them to him.
Oh, that's nice.
I give him a couple of
Charge him this year.
I will.
Okay.
Well, I don't charge him because he never shows up. I always say, like, dude, come by the house. I'll give you a little cup of worms.
Bring him a cup.
And
you should bring some worms in.
I will.
Okay.
I will. I'm gonna need like a big cup though, because there's some big fatties in there.
Because you have the Chinese jumping worms or something like that.
No, not quite. But I have seen, there was one time, and I saw one, but Jocelyn saw one even bigger. That she was, and all I saw was the trail of like the dirt trail to see how big it was. And man, there was one that was probably, I kid you not, close to a foot long.
Oh man.
And probably half an inch around.
That's a sturgeon finder right there.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Big Daddy. But yeah, no, as soon as we put stuff in the compost, it breaks down pretty well because we've got a lot of good worms that are hungry. But what do we got? Jeff says he got a new phone.
Hey, congratulations.
And for some reason I don't have the comment box to type into this live event. Feels like I'm being censored.
Huh.
Oh, weird.
Is it an Android? It's probably an Android.
Is he an Android guy?
Probably.
I'm an Android convert.
Yeah.
From now I've had an iPhone for. Well, this is the first iPhone that I had, and it was this is the 12.
Yeah,
so I've had it for a while, quite a while now.
Got Jeff, Diane, Bill. Who else we got there? Anybody else?
Johnny, that may have been a snake. Nope, wasn't a snake. Definitely,
probably a snake.
Definitely a worm. No, definitely a worm. It was a big fatty.
You live near the nuclear power plant, right?
It's not nuclear. It's gas powered. It is a natural gas power plant. That was the one that made all the noise. Everybody was complaining about the noise. I never noticed the noise.
Really?
No. I mean, we have, because I wasn't sure if any noise or humming that I was hearing was coming from the airport, which is a couple blocks away as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that kind of sounds like it could be a plane.
Mm.
And even when I've driven by the power plant, I don't hear a big noise.
I was talking to somebody about the power plant the other day, and they said tax wise, the money it will generate financially for that area is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Like almost double the current tax.
Will I make money off of this?
Well, you won't pay as much in taxes, I would imagine.
Okay. Then I'm okay with that.
I think that would be the thing.
Between that and the provisioning centers, distribution centers that we've got.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like to get to the point where I get paid to live in that town. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But
they did that. They probably still do that in Alaska, where every resident gets a check because of all the oil production.
That's cool.
That was the big thing in Alaska. Did you see this? Iran is apparently preparing to attack U.S. drinking water supplies.
Really?
In case you didn't need any, in case you were missing some of the negative news. The Biden administration is warning that with all the rising tensions that are happening in the Middle East right now, Iran is apparently poised to attack U.S. drinking water supplies. They probably do it through cyber attacks, they say. Jake Sullivan, who is Joe Biden's national security advisor, sent a warning to state governors asking them to be on guard for potential cyber attacks on their critical infrastructure systems.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
They say there are ongoing threats from hackers linked to the governments of Iran and China, and they warn that hackers associated with both of those state actors have previously attacked water systems.
Okay.
So just be aware of that.
All right. Put that on my list of worries.
We should talk about asteroids.
Put it on my worry board.
Yeah, some people have a vision board. Johnny's got a worry board.
Worry board. Yeah.
There's an asteroid, Iran, and water systems. What else is on there? Worms that transform into treadmills. Yeah.
Jeff says, "Don't hate how great androids are compared to your girl iPhone."
Getting.
See, I don't want to get another phone because whether it be Android or iPhone, I don't want another one because they're too big. I have the iPhone mini, and that about is as big as I'd like to go on a phone.
That's the perfect size.
Perfect size.
Yeah.
I've got small hands, small sausage fingers, and the reach across the entire screen is doable for me. And I've had people that have either the newest iPhone, the 15, the regular one, not the Max, because you've got the regular Pro.
Yeah. So it's the regular size.
Yeah. The reach, I can't. Yeah. I don't feel comfortable reaching across. My hands are too small.
Yeah.
With one hand. I still like the one hand.
Maybe evolution will make us grow longer thumbs so that we can meet the screen.
I think evolution is going to give us carpal tunnel. I think that's why I know
we'll just have really solid wrists. Only the solid will survive.
Right. Our dexterity for some of these things, our reach and all that. That's why I think kids are going to have arthritis because of all the video. I mean, maybe they're not because they are moving their fingers.
Well, they're going to get hunchbacks because
the hunchback is already happening.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what else we got?
You're listening to live, actually seeing live exclusive video content on our video live stream on YouTube, Facebook, X, and in limited IMAX theaters. Throughout North America.
Oh, and your Apple Vision and your does Android have an Apple Vision thing?
No, they don't.
They got the Meta.
Android has a pair of sunglasses with tinfoil on the inside.
I will say I've thought about getting those Ray-Ban glasses.
Oh yeah.
Would they have the cameras in them?
Yeah, the spy ones.
I think that would be cool. Spy on everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Got to get back to the show here. Bloomberg Market Minute.
I do want to talk about asteroids later.
We will.
Okay.
We will talk about asteroids.
All right.
The video game, right?
Sure.
All right.
That would be fun.
Okay. Not like real ones. Do we have real ones to worry about?
Maybe a couple real ones.
Do we need to call Bruce Willis?
Yes.
And Ben Affleck?
Yes.
All
Don't call Ben Affleck. He's not very good.
Why not? He's the one. He's the one that saved the whole thing. All right, let's get back to it.
Government blocked its takeover of Spirit and a partnership with American Airlines. The Fed is in focus today as it wraps up its latest meeting, and policymakers are not expected to make any rate changes. But Wall Street will be focused on the forecasts, and most economists surveyed by Bloomberg News expect 3 interest rate reductions this year. Stocks rose again on Wall Street yesterday. The Dow was up 0.8%. The S&P added just over 0.5%. The Nasdaq gained around 0.4% yesterday. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Just past 7:30. It's Wednesday, March 20th. Today we've got chilly weather that we're going to deal with. Okay. Breezy and 34.
Oh.
Real breezy because a gust of 30 miles per hour going to be happening. I think my hair's falling out.
Uh-oh. That's gross.
Get a hair on this thing. Anyways, clear skies tonight and cold, low down to 22. And Thursday, high 40. We got that to look forward to. Also, some other great conversations to look forward to as well. You've been bugging me about asteroids and said, we got to talk about it.
Well, I mean, there are two asteroids stacked up.
Oh.
2 asteroid stories.
So we'll have asteroids, ice cream. And I'm sure there's some other things we'll get to as well. But first, let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News now. team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Happy, Wednesday?
Yep.
Happy Wednesday. Here are some of the local stories we're following for you today. Leaders in South Haven are taking a step forward on re-implementing a lifeguard program at city beaches. Just a step, though. It's not the full thing yet. At their meeting this week, the South Haven City Council voted to ask a resident to gather information from experts on what a draft plan for lifeguards might look like. Heather Johnson is a resident of South Haven. She's worked on beach safety issues in the community, and Councilmember Mary Hosley made a proposal that she go out, get some information, at least get the ball rolling on what a lifeguard program would look like if they re-implemented. They haven't had one since the year 2000 for cost and liability reasons. Farmers are concerned the recent warm weather will bring unwanted field crop insects to Michigan. The black cutworm, the potato leafhopper, the army worm, and whatever kind of worms Johnny's growing in his compost pile are all apparently migrating from the south to the north, which means the weather in their region will determine the timing and amount of movement that comes to Michigan. Chris DeFonso is a field crops entomologist at the Michigan State University and says some of the grubs are buried 8 to 10 inches deep, but it's getting warm, and when it warms up enough, they might just push out and come on over to Michigan and eat our crops.
Oh,
yeah. So they're worried about that. We'll talk more about that at 8 o'clock. Also, a group of seniors from St. Joe High School doing some good.
Nice.
Doing some city beautification. They're actually helping out Benton Township. They, as a part of a school project and community leadership, they are going over and helping pick up some of the trash in some of the unoccupied business areas.
Cool.
And they're picking it up. They're putting it in bags. They're leaving it by utility poles. Mayor is happy about it, or the township supervisor is happy about it. And they said, this is a great effort. It's helping us, and we'll appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that, too. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll talk about asteroids, ice cream, air quality even. I've got some air quality stuff, too.
Nice.
To talk about. So
yeah, now that your St. Patrick's meal is out of your system,
the
air quality has improved greatly.
Oof. No, I had some yesterday. Had some leftovers yesterday.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Air quality in this building, not so good, but other places we'll talk about it. Sports on the way right now. Let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I do think we need to see your worms.
I will bring some in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or at least a picture.
Yeah.
Next to a ruler. I want a ruler.
A ruler. Okay. I can do that.
And one of the worms stretched out. And I want Plinko's paws on either end of the worm.
Ooh, okay.
I think that would be a good Instagram post.
Okay. Plinko's been having some I don't know what was going on with him yesterday, but he was walking with a limp.
Oh.
Almost like but it was weird. Inside the house, he was fine.
Okay.
I mean, he had a little bit of a balance issue here and there, but as soon as he got outside, I don't know if he just didn't like the cold or if he cut his foot or something like that, but he was limping around and doing all kinds of other stuff and whining. So I felt bad for him, but I think he's going to be all right today.
Arthritis or something?
Who knows? He's, there's so many times with him where it's like, all right, I'll give it a day and see what happens, because if I jump too early and say like, all right, well, I got to take him to the vet, get him checked out. Usually they're like, he's fine. He'll be fine. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of the cold weather still bothering him. The dude's almost 17 years old. So think about that in dog years. He's over 100 years old. So he'll be fine.
Russell's doing this weird thing too recently. This week, he kind of does this thing.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is.
Does he have a hip thing?
I don't know. I mean, he's
balance thing.
I don't know. He's tired.
That could be
balance.
That could be a hip thing. Start to happen. Does he have hip issues? He's an older dog.
I don't think so.
No. Doesn't like whine when he's trying to lay down, or he's not uncomfortable when he's trying to lay down.
He just snores. He whines when I start playing with him when he's asleep.
Gotcha. Yeah, that could be taking the weight off the hips a little bit by leaning forward.
It's almost like watching The Matrix. Like there's a stutter in the system.
Oh, okay. A glitch.
Yeah, a glitch in the system.
Jeff said he bar hopped Saturday on the motorcycle, and then had a. Did you just walk with the motorcycle beside you?
he walked the motorcycle.
And then I had a supplier in town Sunday that I
very
took
nice.
out for St. Patrick's Day
Oh, very nice.
celebration. So you probably saw the post on Instagram, drinking an Irish emoji car bomb.
I did see that. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. Very good.
So Jeff probably paying attention to our how to interpret emojis, but I got you there. The car bomb. Is that that did not originate from Ireland, I'm sure. But what is an Irish car bomb? I've never had an Irish car bomb.
I'm sure someone will tell us.
My brother, when he was in when he first started in the military, he had turned 21 when he joined the Air Force. And he would tell me about like, oh yeah, I went to this bar and had something called a cement mixer.
Oh.
And he said it was like Bailey's and then like a lemon juice and then something else. Basically, when you put the two things together, it coagulated, so it became like a almost like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, that doesn't sound like
Yeah.
one that's going to be good going in.
No.
Doesn't sound like it's going to be good coming out either.
The ingredients for an Irish car bomb cocktail.
Okay.
Is exactly what you think it would be.
Jameson,
Bailey's Irish cream, Jameson Irish whiskey, and the Guinness Stout.
Ooh, okay.
So you get half an ounce of the Bailey's, half an ounce of Jameson.
So the trifecta
and
of Irish
6 ounces
things.
of
Okay.
Guinness Stout. There you go.
All right. I like those things separate. I don't think I really would want all.
Don't want to
those
mix it
things
all together. Yeah.
Jameson, fine by itself. Bailey's, it's all right by itself. Guinness, I prefer by itself.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's St. Patrick's Day.
That's St. Patrick's Day. But St. Patrick's Day was also on a Sunday, so not a wise idea to mix them all together. What do they say? Beer before liquor, get drunk quicker, or something like that.
I always got that one mixed up.
Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. I don't know.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Yeah, Diane says she's heard of the cement mixer, but never had one.
That reminds me of the is it cornstarch that the kids play with? You mix a bunch of cornstarch and water, and it makes this material that if you slide your hand in slowly, it's like a liquid, but if you hit it really fast, it's a solid.
Like slime? Basically, cornstarch is one of the ingredients in slime.
It's kind of like slime, except that they make it specifically to demonstrate the properties of solid and liquid.
Like gack? You remember gack?
I do remember gack.
It was very much like the slime.
Was that the one with the little bits inside of it?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think Nickelodeon was one of the ones that really promoted that.
We didn't copy slime. We made gack. Look, it's got the little bits in it. Harder to clean up.
Yeah. If it doesn't have bits in it, it definitely had bits in it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
Nickelodeon made the gack, and it was no, I think it was just goo. It was. I don't think it had the bits in it. I think that was something else. I don't know. There's one I considered buying it. I've put it on my list of things I want on eBay.
Yeah.
There was a show called Guts. And they got a trophy. They had to play this. They had to climb this mountain.
Yeah.
Rock climbing kind of thing. And if you won, you got this. They call it the crag, and it was like a piece of the mountain.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted that trophy. I've always that is on my list of things I want.
The crag.
But they're hard to find, and you have to pay a ton of money.
Yes, what I was referencing a moment ago with cornstarch is called outrageous ooze, and this is a great science experiment to talk about the difference between solids and liquids. And that weird concoction actually has both. You take a cup of dry cornstarch, half a cup of water, and you mix it together, and it makes this ooze. And if you hold it in your hand, it'll slowly ooze out between.
Okay.
But if you put it in a vessel and you slam it with your fist, it's hard as rock. It's crazy. Well, not really rock, but kind of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Slap it.
You can slap it.
Okay.
So anyway, it's kind of a fun thing, and you can also add food coloring. So if you've got kids or grandkids, cornstarch and water.
Jeff knows it.
Hour of fun.
Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, never sicker.
Ah.
He said, I just avoid mixing wine when drinking beer and or liquor like whiskey and bourbon. There you go. I just avoid it completely and just barely ever have any drinks.
I avoid living my life by limericks and rhymes.
Yes, exactly. What's that one rhyme? How's that poem go?
Wait a sec.
Yeah.
Let me consult my book.
Mm-hmm. My limerick book. Yeah, don't need that. All right. We got a lot of things to get to here yet. I know after 8 o'clock, I believe I'm talking with Tom Austin, but I have no idea what I'm talking to him about.
Money.
So we shall find out.
Money.
My guess is something to do with taxes, financial planning, or taxes.
On the asteroids, remember the DART project, the double asteroid redirection test?
Yeah, we were just shooting darts to move them.
Shooting darts to move.
Yeah.
Move the. They've got some results back on what they were able to do.
Okay.
So we can talk about that.
NASA seeking some new astronauts, eh?
Oh, look at that. Huh.
Sign up.
What'd they do with the old ones?
I don't know. Maybe they're running out.
Well, you got to go somewhere eventually.
They got a lot of projects.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. You can currently comment on our live stream. We are on our Facebook, YouTube, and X for those that want to chime in. We've had some great conversations the past 45 minutes or so, so feel free to continue that. Mm-hmm. But we do want to talk about some asteroids.
Oh.
That are in the
now you want to
somewhere
talk about
in I told you we would talk about it eventually.
Okay.
So what's going on with asteroids? We gotta worry about them?
Well, always. Because if you've seen movies, they do come towards Earth every now and again. There's the double asteroid redirection test that happened back in 2022. Remember, NASA
shot a bunch of missiles.
It sent something up there to redirect.
Yeah.
The asteroid to see, can we actually do this? Mm-hmm. And they found out quite readily that they could. They actually could redirect the asteroid, and they did. And they also have found a new study published in the Planetary Science Journal shows that the impact not only changed its direction, but changed its shape.
What?
Yeah, changed.
It's a shape-shifting asteroid?
It's a shape-shifting asteroid.
Oh, jeez.
DART's target, the asteroid Dimorphos, orbits a larger near-Earth asteroid called Didymos. I think that's right. Before the impact, the asteroid had a roughly symmetrical oblate spheroid shape.
Okay.
It was round.
Yeah.
It was round.
Roundish.
Kind of like a squashed ball. And now, after the impact, it's more like an egg. Oh. So it really just kind of hit it and just went.
Just in time for Easter.
Just in time for Easter, this asteroid.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's weird.
Yeah. They say when DART made impact, things got very interesting. The orbit is no longer circular. Its orbit the time it takes to complete a single orbit is now 33 minutes and 15 seconds shorter. And the entire shape of the asteroid has changed from a relatively symmetrical object to a triaxial ellipsoid.
All right.
Like an oblong watermelon.
Cool.
Yeah. So I wonder what that does. Because, you think about it, every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Did we push it into the wrong area?
That's what I'm worried about, is that all of a sudden we redirected it, but then it through time, it's going to end up hitting another planet, maybe here or maybe farther away.
Yeah.
And then some aliens are going to come to us and be like, hey, we saw what you did. Saw what you pushed that thing over into our yard. It's like when you rake leaves in your yard or the leaves that come into your yard are not from your trees.
Yeah.
They're from somebody else's.
They're from somebody else's. So we pushed our leaves into somebody else's yard and they're going to get mad.
Mm-hmm.
But the scientists are pretty happy about it. They say the DART not only shows us the pathway to an asteroid deflection technology, it's revealing a new fundamental understanding of what asteroids are
and
how they behave.
All right.
So it's kind of like watching tennis. You
Yeah.
see the tennis ball? Oh, look at that.
So it's basically exactly like Asteroids, the video game. We shot a bunch of things
Yeah,
at it,
pretty much.
and it moved out of the way.
Yeah, there's another asteroid.
Yep. Another asteroid story
that we should be worried about.
Okay.
This one is actually larger than the Empire State Building.
Ooh.
And apparently it is heading toward Earth. One man has detailed his role in NASA's billion-dollar plan to stop it before it's too late. It's named Bennu, and it's 490 meters across. You're looking at me like that.
Is the person that is part of this billion-dollar project, is it either one?
Is he competent?
Is he Billy Bob Thornton? Is he Ben Affleck? Is he Bruce Willis? Or any of the other people from that movie?
The asteroid only has a 1 in 1,750 chance of actually hitting Earth. And even then, we'll have to wait until the year 2182 to find out if it actually does. And,
okay. We're good.
So 2182, that's what, 150 years or something?
Yeah, we won't be here.
Yeah.
We're fine.
NASA is already taking steps to mitigate the destruction in an interstellar boulder that the interstellar boulder would bring. Yeah. So Dante Loretta is 54 years old. So he's not going to be around to see if his actions are right. But he's a planetary science and cosmochemistry professor at the University of Arizona, and he's heading up a mission to research, chart, and even sample the asteroid. So they're going to fly around it. He's an asteroid hunter.
Cool.
He's got a book by the same name, Asteroid Hunter: A Scientist's Journey to the Dawn of Our Solar System.
Sounds like he needs a TV show.
Yeah. The if it were to impact Earth, the blast would be equivalent. I love these. Equivalent to 1,450 megatons of TNT.
Whoa. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a big boom.
Yeah. Other things going on. Well, actually, we're gonna get to the ice cream here in just a moment.
All right.
But I did have, speaking of big boom, I thought this would be good. Taylor Swift's music apparently caused a mini earthquake in LA.
What? How?
So her Eras tour.
Yeah.
A study from Caltech found that LA fans on August 5th generated enough energy dancing and jumping at her concert to register as seismic activity.
Oh, come on.
When compared to fans at Metallica, Beyonce, and Morgan Wallen shows, the Swifties were off the concert tremor charts, they say.
Oh.
It should also come as no shock that Shake It Off caused the most motion.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
I mean, I've watched some of the Eras tour on Disney Plus, and it was at LA. They filmed it in the when she was at SoFi Stadium in LA.
That's
and
amazing.
Man, was that huge.
Huh.
The whole place was packed.
And
the concert was great. But seismic activity. So not only does she boost economies, she also changes the seismic activity of the city she's in.
Well, she boosts economies.
Yeah.
She changes the direction of football teams. And now actually could be the cause of earthquakes in California.
So she is a superhero.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. What's going on with ice cream?
Unilever.
Unilever.
Are you a fan of Unilever?
I'm a fan of their products because they pretty much are on everything that I use every single day.
They make everything from hand soap,
deodorants,
to Vaseline, to Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, yeah, they do own that now, don't they?
They do, and maybe not for long. They said yesterday they are cutting 7,500 jobs and spinning off their ice cream business to reduce costs and boost profits.
Spinning it off? Didn't they just buy it?
Spinning it off.
Can they just give it back to Ben and Jerry?
They might. The split is expected, the banana split? No, just the split of Unilever and ice cream is expected to be completed by the end of next year. The British consumer goods company says they have 128,000 employees. They also said they're launching a productivity program.
Oh.
They're going to launch a productivity program. When you hear that, what do you think? What do you think that means for the employees?
One, they're probably not getting their work done. And then also they're going to monitor their productivity, and then somebody's going to get fired if they're not doing their job.
I think they've already monitored the productivity, and the productivity program is expected to lead to a reduction of about 7,500 jobs worldwide. Yeah. So it's a, excuse me. It's a fancy way of announcing job cuts at Unilever. So they're going to sell their ice cream biz, and they're going to lay off people.
Yeah, it's probably a lawsuit protection thing. They're like, oh, well, we did the productivity study, and realized you were not doing your job. So that's why you got cut.
They're also saying they're going to invest in technology to find efficiencies and avoid duplications.
Robots.
It's going to save it about $867 million over the next 3 years.
Sounds like robots are taking our jobs again.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm reading between the lines there.
Yep.
All right. Well,
so enjoy that until it melts.
Should you, if you're bummed out and depressed about it, should you just sit and eat a whole tub of ice cream?
I think you get sorbet instead.
Ooh, there you go. Protest. I like it. We'll get your Moody on the Market update here in just a moment. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Silver Beach Pizza is saluting the food truck vendors and farmers of South.
All right. That's a bummer.
Simplifying our portfolio.
Ooh.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Whirlpool Corporation mentioning that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. It's so crazy how much Unilever has Dove, Hellman's, Vaseline.
Wait, they make
Axe.
Hellman's mayonnaise?
Yeah. Yeah, they make
I
Hellman's.
love mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much just about any product you have, take a look at the back, and there's a good chance that is on there. Because I think they bought the company that had a lot of the food brands. They bought a lot of these recently. Magnum, not that Magnum. Magnum ice cream bars. Speaking of ice cream.
Wait a second.
They also do Life Buoy, which looks like a soap. No. Anyways, it's all on there. I'm looking at their list. If you go to unilever.com and brands,
they do a lot of stuff.
Quite a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Wow. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Liquid IV, if you drink that stuff.
What is that?
It's like an electrolyte packet.
Oh.
It's good.
It's like Gatorade or something?
Yeah, it's like a lot of electrolytes.
Okay.
All right, let's get your Moody on the Market update.
The morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further. We got you covered at moodyonthemarket.com. Our team of contributors always on it, telling you about business updates as well as Southwest Michigan, why we love it here, and interesting people you should know. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And talking about volunteer, a call for volunteers at the Spring Creek Horses Help Foundation. They're in Three Oaks. They're looking for volunteers. The Spring Creek Horses Help Foundation is a nonprofit that provides an equine-assisted learning program. I don't know. How do you say that?
Equine.
No, you don't.
No, it's exactly how do you do it.
No,
look it up.
Equine. Equine. They
horses.
It's a fancy word. It's the fancy word for horses. But I say it fancy sometimes, and now I can't remember what the right pronunciation is.
It's equine.
No, it's not.
Like Joaquin?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Equine.
Equine Assisted Learning Program, teaching under-resourced children and adults and their families about horse behavior, how to care for a horse, and how to ride. And while working with the horses, participants build a critical life skill set, such as confidence, responsibility, teamwork, and empathy for animals. Animals.
Your words today, man. You're struggling more than me, which is a surprise. So they're recruiting volunteers for their programs, and they will hold a new volunteer training program on Saturday, April 6th. Volunteers are trained to work with the children while they learn to groom, tack, and ride a horse. And children attend 3-hour classes on Saturdays in the spring and the fall.
Yeah, equine. Equine. If you're interested in volunteering, volunteers must be adults with horse experience.
Okay.
They're gearing up for their spring classes, and a new volunteer training is going to be held on April 6th, 10 a.m. to noon at Spring Creek Equestrian Center in Three Oaks. Check it out. The address is there. There's a link to the website for more information. We even have a link to how to pronounce equine if you want. No, we'll add that later. It's all at moodyonthemarket.com.
You have horse experience?
I've ridden a horse maybe once or twice. And remember, I do have a fear of them eating my fingers because they mistaken them for carrots.
Oh, yeah, because you have carrot fingers.
I have carrot fingers. You have sausage fingers. I have carrot fingers.
Sausage and carrots. That's what the show should be called.
I love it.
All right. Well, check out that story and more, moodyonthemarket.com and on the app. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS in
Road.
Rudes.
Road.
Aminimals.
Aminal.
You sound like me when I was like 3 years old. When I was a kid, I used to call practice prastic. I don't know why.
Oh.
But I would say like
You're like dyslexic kind of.
something. Yeah. My brothers, I would say, "Yo, you got to go to soccer prastic." And I was like, "Wait a minute."
That reminds me of how my teachers used to always correct my spelling of college. Because I was spelling collage. Made sense to me.
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
Yeah, prastic.
Prastic.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was like because I wasn't even reading yet. I was like 4, so I wasn't seeing it. I was hearing it, so I must have auditory dyslexia.
Oh, I bet that's a thing.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
getting words mixed up. Yeah, get words mixed up and can't say things. And look what career I chose. Talking for a living. Look at that.
Oh,
everyone's human. You make mistakes. All right, everybody. That about does it for us this morning. Diane says horses are awesome for therapy and teachers. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She loves the liquid IV. That's good stuff.
Morning,
some
Alex.
good flavors.
Hello, Alex. What flavors do they have?
There's one I really like. I think it's like a watermelon.
Okay.
That's a really good one.
But
yeah, then they'll have like a citrus blast or whatever. And I don't know. It's got a lot of electrolytes. So if you're wanting to recoup on those, then you can do that instead of like a Gatorade. But I like that it's a packet so that I can put like with Gatorade, you get the whole bottle. Or if you buy, I like to buy the Gatorade powder.
Yep.
So that I can,
measure
out. Yeah. Put a little bit, not too much. Because a lot of times when I get a regular Gatorade, I have to mix it with water. I usually do half and half.
Yeah.
It's way too concentrated for me.
Do you ever just eat the powder?
No, but that's a good idea.
Yeah. Just
maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. I like the powder. It's kind of like a pixie stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I used to snort those, so that was not a good idea. Bad idea.
What is wrong with you?
I did a lot of stupid stuff. I used to eat markers.
I mean, kids do that. It's like, there's something. Here's
I used to suck on markers and eat crayons.
Why did you suck on markers?
I don't know, man.
Were they the flavored ones?
Yep, smelly ones.
The smelly ones?
Yeah.
That smells like licorice.
Yeah. Smells like grape.
What color was the licorice in that packet?
Black.
Yeah. See? Licorice. Black.
No, the real licorice. The good. Yeah, that's nobody likes that stuff. You want to do the red licorice. Cherry flavored. Yeah.
We should have a licorice contest.
Yeah. Diane says ew, and we'll end it on that one.
Ew.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Everybody.
Appreciate you.